Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Zinedine Like Zidane. So, a couple of weeks, I wanted to make a video after Carrick was announced as the new manager of Man United about the manager market and what's been going on. But there's been a lot of crazy news since then. Since then, we've had Jose go to Real Madrid, we've had Pep stand down for Man City, and Iraola join Liverpool. So a lot of the stuff I said in that old video was irrelevant. So I'm kind of reshooting this. And really, the managerial market is crazy if you ask me, because we've got a lot of big changes this summer. First of all, fuck the big six, fuck Tottenham. They suck. Every big club, all of the big clubs in the Premier League have changed their managers bar Arsenal. And so there's a lot to go through. Whether people succeed or not, it is really unpredictable. I think the best place for me to start is with my own club, Michael Carrick to Man United. Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm content. I think content is the perfect word to use to describe Carrick, because as a Man United fan, do I think Carrick will win us the league? I actually don't think so. I don't know. Maybe he could prove me wrong, but I do not think Michael Carrick is a good enough manager to win league titles. Then again, this is only his second job in management. So there are things he could have learned from his failures to get Middlesbrough promoted to reach that next level. But that's my thing. It's like, if you can't even get Middlesbrough promoted, winning the Premier League is a whole different toss. The one thing he has is that for the first time in a decade, there ain't no Pep or Klopp. So you don't need 90 points. And I know last season 85 and the season before I was at 84 was enough to win it. But when Pep and Klopp were around, you knew you needed 90 plus points. He doesn't need to do that. So it's all about, can he outclass the other managers? And when we look at it, this is probably the weakest the manager landscape has looked in the Premier League since I've started watching. You know, when I started watching, there was Ferguson and Wenger. Then there was Mourinho. Then there was Pep. Then there was Klopp. Then there was Conte. It was always world class managers. Now it's like Arteta and Alonso. The rest I wouldn't call world class, but I only see Arteta and Alonso. And we'll get on to what I think about Alonso later. But that's what concerns me about Carrick. The only thing I am scared of, oh, sorry, just had to check if my mic was on. The only thing I was scared of is that there's a reality that I know he will not deliver us the big one. He won't win us the Premier League. He won't win us that Champions League. But this reminds me about when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer first came to Man United. When Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came, I said the same thing. This guy is not going to win us trophies. But what I liked about him and what I like about Carrick is they provide opportunity for a stable rebuild. Judge Ole Gunnar Solskjaer all you want and his lack of tactics. I'll be the first one to judge him with you. But Ole brought stability. He was the only Man United manager since Ferguson to finish in the Champions League in back-to-back seasons. Jose technically qualified for Champions League back-to-back season, but he won Europa. Then he finished in the top four. Ole finished third and second. None of our other managers have done that. So he brought stability until it all fell down. So I feel like this time with Carrick, if a better, more world class manager becomes available in the market next season or the following season, we should not hesitate to go, thank you for all you've done, Carrick, but we need better. But in terms of expectations, I expect Man United to be, dare I even say, title contenders. If Michael Carrick is really as good as he's proven, and it wasn't just a good run of form and a new manager bounce, he'll challenge for the title next season. Not saying he'll win, but damn it, can we at least come within 10 points? That's another stat. Since Fergie has left, we have not come within 10 points of the title. Those seasons where we finished second, we're 18 and 12 points off. I'm tired of this. Let us compete. Let us get back to the top. And that is why, as good as Carrick has been, I would want better. Now, moving on to another guy I mentioned, Xabi Alonso. For me, he is the best manager in the Premier League. It's either him or Arteta. Arteta's actually been in the Premier League, but I think Xabi Alonso outclasses Arteta, but he's also at the worst board in the Premier League. If this was Xabi Alonso at the Roman Abramovich, I'll be scared. I would be absolutely pooping my pants thinking that Chelsea is going to build a dynasty and just win the league over and over again. They're going to have what United had under Sir Alex, what City had under Pep, but under Bluco's not buying Xabi Alonso the players he needs to succeed. Bluco is not buying Xabi Alonso the play. They have a manager to build a dynasty and dominate the Premier League, but I honestly do think that Bluco is just gonna buy a bunch of 20 something year old players we've never heard of because they had one good season. And you know how it goes. Either A, in 5 years, you'll be a star for Chelsea, or B, you increase your market value and we sell you for profits, which the prices they sign these players for, I don't know how they think they're going to make a profit. But yeah, I think Bluco, I don't even need to explain it much, will be the downfall and failure of Xabi Alonso. And speaking of Xabi Alonso, Liverpool, what are you doing? You have one of the best managers in the world is a former legend at your club. Well, Liverpool fans, you'll tell me if Alonso was a legend or just an all-time great. But you have someone that was at least an all-time great at his club, and you let him go to Chelsea for Andoni Iraola. And I'll be honest, whenever a manager gets hired, as you'll see throughout this video, as has always been the case throughout life, I always look at him and I'll go, he'll fail, he'll succeed, he'll fail, he'll succeed. I know. Whether I'm right or wrong, I have a gut instinct, I know, and I go with it. For the first time ever, I look at Andoni Iraola and I'm confused. This can go either way. He can be terrible like Thomas Frank and David Moyes and get sacked in his first season. He could be solid and reliable, give Liverpool a bunch of, title challenges and back-to-back Champions League finishes, maybe an FA Cup or League Cup here and there, but not enough to win the league. Or he becomes a truly elite manager and he takes it all. And you can always go to Zinedine, those are the only ways this thing can go. But Iraola is unpredictable. He's done well at Bournemouth. But as we've seen in the past, doing well at a small club does not translate to doing well at a big club. But I believe Iraola is different. And one thing that I believe will help Iraola is how he deals with adversity. Not many managers could have lost their best two centre backs, left back, keeper, and star player in the span of 6 months and improved on the team's finish. So, yeah, Iraola is a bit of a. You never know how it's going to go there. He's also got a lot of issues he's got to address. What does he do to replace Mo Salah? They definitely need a left winger. They need a holding midfielder. Yeah. So it'll be interesting. If Iraola is backed, I don't know. I really do not know. I want to give you guys something, some substance to hold on to, so you're not just listening to a guy who's sitting on the fence. But when it comes to Andoni Iraola, I do not know, and I'm not gonna thumb suck it. Yeah. And that moves us to Enzo Maresca, potentially at Man City. Just like Liverpool, what are you doing? Vincent Company, your greatest modern captain in history, is now he's not available, but he's one of the best managers in the world. You telling me that in Vincent Company's heart, no matter what, like I know people, I've spoken to a couple of people and they say, oh, the job's not finished at Bayern, he made a Champions League semi-final, he needs to win the Champions League, but like, it's a job not finished at City. I don't remember Vincent Company ever winning the Champions League at City. So that's the first thing. Like, sure, I've built this team and I've got a mission here. But in his heart, Vincent Company probably loves Man City more than Bayern Munich. B, it's about completing a mission. Doing the thing as a manager that I never got to do as a player. Because I watched this club finally win the Champions League without me. Now I want to finally win it with them. That motivation, that drive. And if Company came to the Premier League, it'll be over. Honestly, City will be unstoppable. They'll be really good. Not a lot of people are gonna agree with. I don't rate Enzo Maresca. Oh, Club World Cup. Club World Cup, a preseason. Look at their parts of Club World Cup. They beat PSG. You know what else happened? You know Tottenham took PSG to penalties in the UEFA Super Cup. Tottenham, the team that finished 17th in the Premier League, 1 point above relegation, took champions of Europe PSG to penalties. They were leading PSG for majority of the match. So don't tell me about a one-off match or we beat PSG once. That means Enzo Maresca. You know how many times Ole Gunnar Solskjaer beat Pep? That didn't mean Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was gonna go on to be a greater manager than Pep. And I see that. Like, what did Maresca do? Took Chelsea from sixth to fourth. That's not that impression. That's that's progression. If Poch had stayed, Poch would have done the same thing. Cole Palmer lost form under Maresca. He was good for the first half, but Maresca could not get the best out of him. And it really is that to me. I look at it and it's like Maresca's not a scrub. I'm not saying City's going to go through a banter era and he's going to get sacked, but I don't think he's a better manager than Arteta. I don't think he's winning the title over Arteta. And that's who he's got to beat because the rest of these guys, Carrick and Maresca, probably on the same level. People don't say I'm crazy, but Carrick and Maresca, same level. Iraola, like I said, unknown entity. I really do not know what he can do. Alonso, his board is gonna let him down. Like, let's be honest. Maresca, hey, if he wins the league, I'll gladly say I was wrong. But I just don't see it. I really do not see that this guy is really the guy. And even in Europe, I don't see him competing. I don't see him going toe to toe with Enrique, going toe to toe with Company, going toe to toe with Flick in a Champions League match and coming out the other end the winner. I really do not. Speaking of Flick in La Liga, Jose Mourinho is back at Real Madrid. Now, you guys have seen I've had to rush and do short little 2 3 minute previews here, but that's because I didn't want to talk too much about every team. I just wanted to summarize how I felt about every manager. Two things about Jose. Jose Mourinho is washed. As a Man United fan, I can personally tell you that Jose Mourinho is washed. But also just go look at his record over his last five clubs. What has Jose achieved at his last five clubs? In fact, Jose hasn't even won the league at his last five clubs. Just listen to that. When is the last time you could say Jose Mourinho has not won a league title in his last five clubs? He's a tactical dinosaur, guys. This guy has not won a league title since 14-15. Just think about that. Not a single league title since 14-15. The Conference League is not a major honor, so even I don't think Europa League is a major honor. That's probably his last major honor. This is the last trophy I look at seriously and go, Jose, you really did something. Everything else, I think he's washed. But at the same time, when you look at Jose Mourinho's last five jobs, he was never going to succeed because those clubs were never in the position for him to win those major honors. That's just what I believe. Man United, Tottenham, Roma, Fenerbahce, Benfica. When you look at where they were and you look at when Jose came in, none of them were in a position to say, Jose, you should win us the league. If Jose won us the league, won any of them the league, that just shows Jose is Jose. So as much as I want to call him washed and a tactical dinosaur, I will play devil's advocate and give him a benefit of doubt and say he has been managing at teams where they were never going to succeed. Madrid on paper, look at individuality. This is a very talented squad. There's a reason why we were all scared when Mbappe was linking up with these guys. But the attitude issues. And I know you're going to say, but this is Jose Mourinho. But exactly, this is Jose Mourinho. Imagine taking a hot-headed, cocky superstar who thinks he's everything, and now he's got the manager who's going to tell him, actually, I'm not afraid to put you on the bench. I'm not afraid to put you on the transfer list. And yes, that's the right thing to do, but it's going to lead to clashes. And if I'm Florentino Perez, I'm picking a side, which is Jose Mourinho's side. I'm telling all the players, it's Jose's way or the highway. because these players have been clashing irregardless. These players have been fighting with every manager. I mean, these you read the reports of what happened to Arbeloa, people not talking to him, people calling him, oh no, sorry, Little Senior was the supply teacher. All the nicknames they gave Arbeloa, the disrespect they showed him. Mbappe coming out and being like, oh no, Arbeloa told me I'm the fourth choice striker today. And Arbeloa's like, I never told Mbappe that. When you look at all of that, there's a serious attitude issue here because these guys, these Real Madrid players, have believed too much in their own hype. You know what I'm saying? They've gotten drunk off their own hype, and their attitudes do need to come down, which is what Jose can do. It is a plus side. Jose will look you in the eye and tell you are not who you think you are. Not to me. You are not irreplaceable. This guy that dropped Ike Casillas. Who on earth drops Ike Casillas? Now, obviously, that was a bad decision, but Jose has the cojones to do that. So I believe Jose will do probably what is the right thing, which is move number one, Vinicius or Mbappe has to go. These two do not know how to work together. These two both want to be the star player. They cannot put their egos aside. One of the two has to go. On top of the fact that they play the same position and the same area on the pitch, so they keep clashing with each other instead of creating for each other and linking up. Now, I will say it's not the first time we've ever seen two left-sided players. A left winger and a striker that like to drift out onto the left play together. Martial and Rashford, Benzema and Ronaldo, Benzema and Vinicius. We could go on, Eto'o and Henry. We've seen this before. And we've seen this lead to success and titles before. So another alternative is that you can, but I feel like once again, are they willing? I think they're too stubborn. I think you can sit down and be like Mbappe, Vinicius, you guys need to figure this out, how we're working together. We sit, we do drills, they play together, they train together, and they figure out how to link up and create havoc on that left hand side instead of clashing into each other. Better said on paper. And that's how I feel. Better said on